It's Alicia, Nora, and Macy on our little green couch.
Ready to talk weekly gossip from behind the chair.
Have a drink or 10 and get ready for the journey.
Join us on the floor with little Fern.
Wyatt is on the podcast with her squeaky toy. Hopefully that makes it in.
Wyatt has also multiplied in size, everyone. I hope everybody knows that she's not a little delicate puppy anymore. She is now a almost full-grown pony. I know she's not even full-grown yet, but it's giving full-grown in my head.
I need her to slow down. I keep having like panics where I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, where's the puppy? And she's right next to me and Luke's like, she's right there. And I'm like, that's a dog.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where's my puppy?
I'm like not a dog person, guys.
Wow.
I know it's a very controversial thing to say.
She, funny enough, walks in and immediately like she bought Wyatt gifts.
No,
she like gravitates towards the dog.
She and I are both shopaholics, and I also bought my roommate's dog a gift, a little stuffed martini. Doesn't mean I want it. No, it's peeing on the carpet.
I can safely say at least Wyatt is not peeing on the carpet. However, she did appreciate the phone that Auntie Nanny got her.
I think it was one of her favorite ones. She tore through the cord on it, I know for a fact.
Made a cordless phone. She didn't.
I actually let a man's dog sleep in my bed a couple weeks ago. Never again. I'm not speaking to this man anymore. His dog peed and shit in my apartment. No.
I saw your story. Not your story. I saw your like TikTok, and you're like, I'm newly single. I am. Things.
I am.
I think before we get into that, everybody should know who's here right now.
Well,
Mary, and I really love it. It was great. Welcome.
She's comfortable. I mean, she has her own podcast, so she knows how it goes.
I do. Should I shout it out?
Yes, feel free to.
This is Mary Donkel. I actually was a former employee of Nora and Alicia. One might say I was the OG Macy.
Probably.
OG.
I warmed him up for you.
This is like a very long line of assistants.
Yeah, I was an assistant to them at Jonathan Cain's Salon and Spa. In high school, I was the first teenager that they ever hired. I went to my interview in a pair of shorts, which Nora pointed out.
Short?
I went in Vineyard Vine shorts and a t-shirt. I didn't know that was unprofessional for an interview. And Nora, I think, texted my mom and said, like, Mary wore shorts. My mom was like, you wore shorts? I'm like, they were Vineyard Vines. Isn't that nice?
How old were you?
I think I was 15.
Oh, no, you were not 15.
I think I was a sophomore in high school. Was I a junior?
I feel like you were a little bit older.
You know what? No, because I was applying. I remember I was applying to colleges. I was probably 16, but I'm young for my grade. I was 17 when I went to college.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, because you were like older in terms of what's going on.
Yeah.
Wyatt decided to paw all over the computer really fast. She did a walk around. She did a loop, as one might call it, on the couch, and she decided that
this Bigfoot over here is
yeah,
step all over the computer.
Thankfully, her paw print does not activate the computer as we have like one of those like
the fingerprint.
The fingerprint.
Yeah.
Thankfully, her clod hopper doesn't really go for it. So
it's all right. We just had a brief little interruption, but it's all good.
It's hilarious.
Also, I must note that tonight, Nora made us, we all are drinking the same drink, and she made us the most delicious cocktail, which I'm literally, you know, when you have like a margarita and you're like licking the rim for the salt? Right now, I'm licking the rim for all the caramel that's on there.
No,
what did you marry us?
If you want to throw back to one of our other podcasts, this drink was mentioned in it. It's the drink that we had brought to Bunko night.
It is.
And it is salted caramel or regular caramel vodka.
Oh,
Smirnoff.
Okay.
I think it's the only one you can get caramel in.
I was gonna say, who makes that?
I looked for another brand just to see if we could like switch it up, but I couldn't find another one unless you want to do whiskey, which then they do have multiple like flavors of. And I said, we're good. So I went with it. But
yeah, I gotta drive home
after. Really good. Two choices.
They do.
You can do a salted or a regular caramel fire.
This is the salted?
Is it the regular? I didn't even look that closely.
I didn't either.
It kind of tastes like salted.
It
I
might
don't know.
be salted.
No, but
I have no idea.
licking my lips right now.
No, it is the OG one. It's the kissed caramel.
Yes,
Caramel.
kissed caramel.
So it's the kissed caramel. And then we did it originally with the bubbly apple, which is very hard to find now. And that was more like a sour apple, but I used the spice apple from Waterloo. And so then I decided we needed to add a little apple pucker so we get the sour going on.
My lips are puckered right now. I'm ready for a kiss. I'm single, boys.
There's a lot of kissing involved in this one. It's kissed caramel, apple pucker.
Wow, that's perfect for ASMR. The kissed caramel, the apple pucker.
Give us some ASMR, Mary.
Mary's ready.
I love ASMR.
So that's what we're drinking. We'll put the recipe up for you so that you can drink it with us.
I think we've also done it where you do apple cider, like old
Mhm.
school apple cider, which gets hard after like a cocktail because that's a lot of sugar.
I did forget I did put a ladasha of apple juice.
A Ladash.
Yes.
I was at
Dash.
the grocery store with Lily yesterday or a couple days ago to get a pumpkin, and I asked the guy for where's the apple cider, and he took me to the apple cider vinegar aisle, and I did not have the heart to say, "Sir, no."
We're in like fall season. It can almost be like assumed that we're talking about apple cider.
No, and strangely enough, it's always usually in the produce area, like where all the fruits are. It's usually,
It's a pasteurized product.
it's up front and it's usually where all the fruits are.
It was at an end cap, I think at Jewel, and we got a massive pumpkin. The reason we were there is because I don't know if you guys saw it on my Instagram, but we carved a pumpkin and put my godson Oliver
I saw,
in it.
I saw the process of putting that man in.
I understand what it's like now to be a mom influencer and get judged online because some of my friends were like, "You shoved his legs in there. He looks so uncomfortable." I'm like, "He's fine. He's loving it."
I'm gonna do one over. We did it with my best friend Brittany's son. He was too small, so he fell all the way in. It was one of those moments where you're like, "Oh fuck!" and then you had to like grab him back out. But we held him in for a minute to get the photo. It's
Okay,
everything for the
see?
photo.
Normal.
Everything for the photo.
Right, that's going to come up on my Snapchat. I'm so excited for the memory of that to come up of us putting him in there.
How people like are openly like mom influencers because like you do be seeing like no matter what you do, the judgment is always there. Whether you're posting your animal online or you're posting your child online, there's always something wrong with what you're doing. And so yeah, I couldn't do that.
It's like Kim Kardashian says, this is her advice that I live by. Post and ghost. Post and ghost. I do that. I post all morning and then I'll delete Instagram and Snapchat or Instagram and TikTok.
Like off your phone,
Yeah,
just so you don't like.
it helps the algorithm. If you are not, it's kind of like playing hard to get in dating. The algorithm on TikTok is such that if you don't engage, it will start to funnel your content out to For You pages so that you are getting interactions and you want to get back on the app.
What if I just don't go on the app all day? Is
No.
it like the equivalent?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I did that with Evelyn's video that just recently went like a little teeny viral. And yeah, I didn't go on it for like 2 days. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck? We have like 19,000 people who just wow. So
I saw Evelyn on the train actually. It was one of those where you
Evelyn's a little
were like sitting kind of far and it was going to be like a whole thing to say hello. I was really sweaty. So I was kind of like, I'm not saying hi. Sorry.
Any reason to never say hi to a person. You are sweaty.
I was like, I didn't have any. We definitely both saw each other and I was like, it's fine. She didn't seem to care.
We'll mention it next time we see each other.
Sometimes I really appreciate the acknowledgement of being like, yes, I know you. Yes, we know each other.
Goodbye. Nobody wants to be here on the train.
Hey guys, that's my main form of transportation now. So don't you dog it.
I don't have a car. I luckily am using my dad's car for like 48 hours right now
Oh.
to be here and have to run some errands, but I'm a city girl. I bike everywhere.
That's how I got Mary on this podcast because I saw Mary's Instagram story. Like, what was it, yesterday?
Yeah.
And Mary was like, I have a car right now. And I was like, bet you're getting your ass on this podcast.
Yeah.
now."
No, she literally did. She said, are you available?
Because Mary's excuse every time that she can't come on, which like fair enough, is that like
I don't
the
wanna
travel sucks.
Yeah.
I don't want to
I
bike.
don't want to bike to
Nobody-
Millennium Station.
Nobody's expecting you to bike. For a second I thought you were like saying, "Oh, I'll bike to Foster," and I'm like, "Oh yeah." Sure.
I bike to Millennium Station, then I get on the train, and I'm usually almost always sprinting by the time I get there.
Is it an e-bike? Or are you doing like an e-bike? Like
Some-
Divvy? Like
Sometimes I have a Divvy membership. So
Mhm.
sometimes I do the e-bike, sometimes I do the regular bike. When I was dating that guy, I have to name him on this. We would bike everywhere. but he really enjoyed the manual bikes, and I was like, oh, this is a whole new world.
I like
It's like a workout.
Scooter. Like, give me the line.
I do like scootering, but if I'm going far distances,
Well, Alicia has trauma with the scooter, so
it's dangerous though. I have a helmet. I did buy a helmet from the Homewood bike place a while ago when I first moved to the city. I have to be honest, I never wear it. I used to, and I have so many concussions that I am an at-risk person probably for
I feel like you
traumatic brain
definitely
injury.
should be wearing it, especially in Chicago.
It's really bad, yeah.
Yeah. Our friends who are in Denver where my accident happened did a scooter in the city this past weekend, and they said it is definitely different.
It's dangerous.
It's very scary.
They did a scooter here.
Yes. And they said it is not at all what it's like in Denver, which it really isn't.
I'm like a race car driver on that thing. No one can catch me.
I also feel like it's really, really bad embarrassment, like wearing a helmet. And I know like that's like really bad to feel, but like I was always raised at like, oh, you're wearing a helmet, like you're a loser. And so like,
What a nerd. 12.
Well, it's like that now. He died from the Parent Trap. What's her name? She died skiing down a bunny hill. The mom from the Parent Trap.
Sorry, it's not funny.
Natasha?
Natasha, yeah.
Don't talk about her like that.
She died going down a bunny hill
sad.
on a ski slope because she didn't have a helmet on.
First of all, skiing accidents are crazy.
I also have never
Very
worn a
high.
helmet while skiing.
What? Nora. Okay, well, it's in the Midwest. So,
I ski in Wisconsin
okay, never mind. You're fine.
and Michigan.
This is why I don't ski in big places with like real skiing. Let's
Yeah.
call it real skiing.
Real skiing.
Yeah. No, because I'm about to be Sonny Bono it and like hit a fucking tree and die.
No, it's dangerous.
So,
People die in tree wells all the time. Like
Tree
tree wells, like around the tree.
Yeah.
There's like you fall in and you.
yeah, that's
You
the
die.
reason why I don't want to go skiing or snowboarding. Like, I'm good. I'll stay away from that arena.
So it's scary.
It's expensive too. Like if you don't know how to ski, you should get a lesson. Otherwise, you're just fucked.
Yeah.
Not to swear on this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we actually censor it out. It's a very family friendly
You
podcast.
guys broadcasting this to PBS.
Yes. All the time.
Who are
Disney
some of your loyal listeners? Like anyone I know?
Channels.
Yeah, a lot of
Anyone-
customers, a lot of
Could be-
friends, a lot of my friends who are out of state, which is
Oh,
really fun then too, because they're like, I get to listen along. 'Cause I'm not there all the
I
time.
love
My
it.
boyfriend.
Yeah.
You have a boyfriend?
Yeah.
Wait, is it that guy that I met at the Ridgewood?
Yeah.
Oh, he's cute.
Been together for a year now.
Wow.
Just had their
Must be nice.
Anniversary.
Must be nice.
See what happened. If you want to give me the tea, because I know it's still fresh.
Oh, it's fine.
Well, I feel like you guys were not calling each other boyfriend, girlfriend.
No, we weren't. We weren't boyfriend and girlfriend.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Did I say that he was my boyfriend?
No, Macy's.
So you saw the guy you were seeing.
Yeah.
No.
That's how you look.
Oh, the food's here. He's kind of cute. He definitely is like 17. Never mind.
Patch on his side. He's kind of cute.
Thinking away.
He's definitely like 16.
No, I know. Well, while you guys are eating, I'll entertain the guests, or I'll entertain the audience by talking about the man that I did date for about 2.5 months. We broke up because, well, I broke up with him because he didn't call me on my birthday when I was in New York. And he did send me there with a gift and a card that I opened while I was there. But my podcast is called Good Enough. And guess what? Texting on a birthday is not good enough. You have to call. You have to call. You just do. Another reason was I asked if he wanted to go. He's going to listen to this. I don't know. He might find this. I really wanted to go to San Diego for a weekend because I lived there for 8 years. I have a car there that I subleased to my cousin, and her apartment was going to be open because she was going to be out of town with her fiance. So I was like, great. Free place to stay, free car. It's going to be free trip. Literally. We just get a plane ticket that was $175 round trip.
Which honestly,
For
for
that
San
weekend.
Diego was fucking insane.
No,
Like
it's-
that's really good.
Oh, it's really good. I always know how to find the deals. And he was kind of wishy-washy about it. And then he was kind of drunk one night and he committed kind of to going to entertaining the idea of going to going to Orlando for EDC festival. And I was like, the fact that you have the nerve to ask if I want to go to EDC with a bunch of 18-year-olds doing Molly for the first time over going to a relaxing free trip to San Diego, that's offensive.
It also shows your
That's
priorities
offensive.
low-key.
Exactly.
It's like
Exactly.
the kind of area that you're at in your life where he's at, you know?
Yeah, and he wanted to go because it was like kind of for a friend. And then, later on, he's like, I don't actually want to do that. But I'm like, but the fact you even suggested it was annoying. And then the last thing is he was very like serious about waiting 3 months to ask me out. And I was like, why? I feel like it's something his therapist said or something. And he was like a software engineer. So he's very like, just like I feel like methodical about things or has like weird timelines. I don't know. But I was like, I'm going to New York. My ex-boyfriend is going to be there living in the same neighborhood where I live. You probably should ask me out. And he didn't. And I was like, you know what? You took too long and now I'm done. I'm over
I
it.
think that like some things like that like just can't be planned. Like why does it have to like is 3 months gonna change your opinion on like us being together, or is it just like you're just doing that just to do that?
It's like he's buying time.
His last relationship ended horribly. His ex actually lives across the street from me, which is crazy. It's so crazy. But yeah,
How did you guys meet?
we met on the beach on the 4th of July because my friend was seeing one of his friends. She ended things with his friend. And then and I started seeing each other. And we had a very amicable breakup. Basically, we exchanged items and I was just like, see you around the neighborhood. And then of course I saw him in the neighborhood like the next day. And he's like, that didn't take long. I saw your pants from a mile away. I'm like, oh my God.
Were you the one that ended things with him?
Yeah, I broke up with him,
Okay.
to be clear.
That's a wow. That's a ding.
I've actually never been broken up with. Knock on wood.
Ever?
Oh, we
No.
think I had it done.
No.
Been broken up with hardcore. Like, yeah. But that's a pretty impressive track to not have ever been broken up with.
I have to say my heart hasn't been broken, but I just broke up with them because I just feel like these guys were just like waiting around for something to change. And I could just recognize like, this is not working.
It's like a waste of time.
Just a waste of time.
yeah.
I'm super impatient.
Almost like waiting for something better like to come around.
Yeah.
Like, what are you waiting
Yeah.
What are you waiting for? I
You
live.
don't need that kind of like
It's like,
cheese.
have you seen that TikTok trend where it's like guys with receding hairlines and the sound is like, do you know you have 30 minutes? I actually had a conversation when I was in New York. Another sign that I probably shouldn't have been in a relationship with, you know who, was that I was still calling and texting my other ex who lives in New York, who I broke up with like
Did you guys,
the
did
winter.
you guys meet up?
No, we didn't meet up because he was such a bitch. He was like texting and willing to FaceTime. And I was like, why don't we just talk in person, see if this is something that could ever, be something in the future. And he's like, no, that's my boundary. It's my boundary. I'm like, all these guys using therapy language these days. I'm just like, you know what? Just shut up. Like, congratulations, you went to therapy, but also like,
My
be
favorite
an adult.
when they only go to therapy like once and then they like use it and they use it like improperly.
Yeah.
That's also my favorite.
So embarrassing. But what I said to him on the phone, because we were just catching up, and he was asking how I was doing, and I was telling him about like how, just like my new career pursuit and all this other stuff. And I was like, oh, have you been dating? I'm like so toxic. Have you been dating? And then I was telling him about how he shouldn't be insecure about that sound going around. Like, do you know you have 30 minutes about your hairline? Because he's 30. He's graying. He's a silver fox. Or he's almost 30. And he goes, I'm not insecure about my hair. I was like, oh, sounds like your confidence went up. That's a bummer.
Okay, Mary, you are starting a new career
I am.
as
As a content creator.
a celebrity
I mean, hopefully.
on social media.
On social media.
To us,
My podcast mainly is what I'm focusing on. It's called Good Enough, streaming now.
I love the look of it that you filmed in the studio. It's very cute.
Thank you. It was at a studio called My Friend's Basement in New York. And yes, I did hook up with the guy who owns the studio on accident.
On that, so you were there.
before, after, during podcast.
During, no. So
Air.
I went there like 4 or 5 times. I booked out time and I paid to rent it. I got a really good rate because my old coworker, Chloe, who lives in New York, her podcast is called Not Safe for Work with an E. And her whole thing is interviewing hot people with hot jobs. She interviews like people in like kind of like the like LGBTQ plus community, like some like sex workers even, just, they're in Brooklyn. And so I went to the studio and this guy kind of witnessed me. I can't believe I'm saying this. This guy like kind of witnessed how stressed I was because I was dealing with Carter. I was dealing with like friends who were like being annoying.
I can make it better, baby.
No, he was very just professional. And I fell on my way into the podcast one day. I was sprinting. I was running late. I wiped out in the streets. I almost got hit by a car. And I kind of was like, he could tell he was like crying when I got there. And my old boss, Molly, was there. And they were just like, are you okay? And I was just like, yeah, let's go. Because I was paying by the minute. So we just sat down. We recorded it for like an hour and a half. And then after he was just like, are you okay? Like, you need to sit down. And I was like, I literally can't sit. I think I just broke my tailbone. And then he's like, oh, let me get you some ice. And then we like went to like a climbing gym and then we went on like a date. And
A climbing gym after you broke.
that was like a couple days after
Okay.
it. So, yeah, we were like texting and then I can't really remember how it happened. You know what? I went to his apartment because he was like, I live right by here. Or he said he could get me ice. And I was like, okay. And he's like, I could bring it back here. And I was like, no, I'll just go to your apartment. And he literally lives. Do you guys know who Nick Kroll is?
Yes.
He lives with mini Nick Kroll. This guy's like a comedian. Like some people from like SNL, I'm pretty sure record at the studio. I didn't realize how like legit it was because I'm paying like a very cheap rate. But this guy's been like in like the comedy scene. People record comedy studios podcasts there and like they do stand up and stuff at the studio.
Look it up. Like,
Did you
like,
look it up?
Stuff like, yeah.
Yeah.
Really good like stuff that like comes out there. Like,
There's really funny
yeah,
girls called they're called something clowns, like two clowns or something. I don't know. Very like a lot of like self-deprecating comedians come out of there, which, you know, I really align with.
It's a really cool concept where like you get in there and you have like the whole little like space. It looks like a cool space.
Yeah, it's
It's like how my husband shoots his podcast. Like,
wait, Luke has a podcast? What's it called?
It's about his industry.
it's all in media. Like it's all
Oh,
like,
cool.
Like
Cool. But yeah, then I like slept over there. I think it was because like I had a hotel room that night, but I just didn't want to sleep there. I was in and out of the hotel room so fast. I thought that it didn't have a shower. I was like, is this like a hostel or something? And I was like, yeah, like I actually might stay here tonight because I don't think my hotel room has a shower. And he was like, what? Like you're staying at the Moxie. They have showers. And I was just like, I'll just stay here. And he's like, okay. So I stayed there. I was hanging out with his roommates, which they're all like struggling comedians. Yeah, no, and then like a couple of days later, he's like, "Do you want to go to Vital Climbing Gym?" Which is like it's like kind of a dating scene in New York, I think. Yeah, and then we like got tacos.
I just want to say that is so New York.
No, it's so New York.
It's
I was
so
like,
New
yeah, let's go to a climbing gym.
Is that him?
Oh.
He's kind of dorky.
He looks nerdy.
He is.
He's got a very skinny waist.
love nerds.
I do love a nerd as well.
We know.
Me
He,
just
like
being so shy. He's scared of heights. There's a bar up there.
Wow, that's scary because that would give me the heebie-jeebies.
But he's scared of heights. I'm not. And he was taking pictures of me up there. Well, I actually told him to. But the funny thing is,
You're like, get your camera ready,
I'm like,
bitch. Do your work.
influencer boyfriend. No, he went to Oregon, and my friend's boyfriend went there. Who he lived in San Diego. My friend Jacob, and I texted him or I called him when we were getting pizza, and I was like, I need you to find out if you know this person and find out if they're normal. And he did, and he was like, yes, they're normal. Have fun. So made sure he wasn't a serial killer before.
Still alive.
Did a semi background.
I did a background check.
And you hooked up with him.
Correct. Yeah.
Great.
Have you since been in contact with him?
I have.
Guys?
We're keeping it professional though, because he's coming on my podcast to talk about the business of podcasting. So look out for that. Connor and Maxim of My Friend's Basement will be on my podcast. If you want to learn how to podcast and the business of it, they've been doing it for a long time. Tune in.
Did you already do it?
No, not yet. We're still
Are
scheduling.
you going there?
No.
again?
Well, I mean, I am going to go back to New York because like I have like so many like, I don't know, all of my like the people that I want on my podcast, some of them live in New York. And since I worked there and stuff and have friends there, but I think we might do it remotely. I don't know. We'll see.
I was gonna ask. So you're gonna like try to go back and forth here and there to
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that as long as like a fucking brand gives me some money soon,
Retweet.
Yeah. I'm investing my own money in this right now. So hopefully, I mean, I've been getting some like small partnerships. Like today I got there's this company called Hummingbird where you can apply to basically be like a brand partner and they'll send you leads. So they sent me like some Visa gift cards, like $75, go buy this and review it. So like my lunch was free today, but I need some checks.
Yeah.
Enough shit. I'm having a closet sale next weekend,
Oh, yes.
I'm to that.
It's hard out there for for you influencers.
This year, full-time job, or do you have like also like a other job at the same time? Or are you just fully doing that?
I'm fully doing this. Like I saved and invested a lot when I was working in software sales. So I'm using those investments now to invest into my own businesses. So yeah, I'm doing like podcasting, Instagram, TikTok. I also have a YouTube channel that I have so much content that I'm sitting on but you know what me and my therapist talk about is focusing on one thing at a time. So right now I'm trying to make my podcast great because she told me that Ralph Lauren focused on making ties perfect before he moved on to any other thing in apparel.
That is a great quote.
Right? My therapist is very good.
I really, really enjoy it.
Every single, I would say, like person who does have like who's a creator or social media person or whatnot, they say less is more almost. For like, if you perfect your craft and like say like if you focus on, we're focused on Instagram a lot right now. So like if you focus on one thing and then the others kind of come with it as that one thing starts to take off a little bit. So definitely smart to just focus on one big thing.
I love how now it's gone to like Ralph Lauren when it was like Walt Disney made blah 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 in his garage until he was 57.
Or who Apple, it was like
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
Yeah. I like that we've moved into fashion.
No, I like that. That's way better. That's way better.
One of more bougie.
I don't connect.
It does.
Yeah.
Is your therapist from New York?
No, she's actually from here. But she's actually from the suburbs, but she lives in Oregon now. She's very hippie. I was looking for a somatic therapist. If you guys are into that.
Somatic
Therapy, it focuses on, well, it's talk therapy because obviously I'm a talker, but it focuses on
that I need to talk about something 60 times.
Yeah. No, but it focuses on, I don't know if you've ever read the book The Body Tells the Score. It's about how trauma is stored in the body.
Got it.
We talk about it all the time.
Listen to our podcast.
I do listen. I'm going to be honest. I don't listen to any podcast now that I have one. I just listen to my own. I say I'm getting these dollars and cents.
We talked about it, and my friend who's also a therapist, we discussed it numerous times.
Isn't having a friend that's a therapist the best?
Well, I'm not
I love
trying to
it.
get technical therapy from him.
Well, yeah.
That's like,
Well, yeah.
however, yes, it's great.
I know stories. My friend's a therapist, and she tells me the craziest shit. Because as long as you don't share any personally identifiable information, she can tell me. I mean, therapists write books all the time.
That is true.
So it was one of the few books that right away I said, I've been hearing a lot about this book and I'm wondering, and he goes, immediately read it. He was like, yes. And so I read it. I made all my other friends read it. It's great.
It's traumatizing.
It's not great in a way where it's like, great read.
I've never read it.
It's triggering.
Really?
You don't need to read it
No,
to
I
know
don't.
that the body keeps the score.
I'm also certified. I did 200 hours of yoga teacher training at Y7 Studio in New York. And the studio's focus is trauma-informed yoga. So,
Somatics is just another form of energy work, and it's different than just talk therapy because they're working in a different space than just trying to like get you to tell your feelings and get you to deal with it in that manner.
yeah, they're focused on how you feel. Like I'll tell a story and she's like, okay, I noticed you look stressed, like take a breath. And she'll tell me to notice like how fast or slow I'm walking. So now I'm like a lot more aware through my day-to-day life if like my like cortisol levels have risen, and I try to like just notice if my body is stressed out before you have a mental breakdown, basically.
I think
A little mentee bee.
I meant to be. Sounds so cute when you put it that way.
I
So cute.
also follow a t-shirt company that has a bunch of shirts that are all Mentee Bee. I'll send you the link. I bought them for Daniel and for myself. They're adorable. But I like that.
I love it.
That's great.
I love it.
They're really good. Therapy's great.
Therapy's amazing.
You said that you worked at Jonathan Kane with these two lovely ladies.
Yes, I did.
Give us a rundown of the experience and how you got into that job. And
My mom was a loyal
More
customer.
about us.
My mom was a loyal customer of Jonathan Kane, and she loves to whore her kids out to the town. So she's like, they need someone. Mary, get your butt in there and go work for them. So I did. I went to my interview in Vineyard Vine Shorts, somehow still got the job. I remember drinking 7 cups of coffee a day because that's what kept me going there. I remember I was like sweeping hair, doing scalp massages. One of the worst experiences was, I don't know if you guys know Mr. who's like the town attorney on billboards. He came in and I had to give him a scalp massage, which was so awkward because like you look them in the mirror and I'm like, peppermint or spearmint oil? And then you just like give them like a very sensual scalp massage.
Skirt back to our Aveda days, because with Aveda, when you come in, it's part of your experience to sit in the chair, have your consultation, and get your head massaged with oil
It's nice.
to like prep you for your shampoo.
Yeah.
Then you go to the bowl
Mhm.
and you get more massaging and more shampooing.
It's so nice.
So for a gentleman, sometimes it's awkward because they have a little less hair, or it's just a gentleman.
And it's a little awkward.
Well, yeah, I'm like a 16-year-old girl massaging my friend's dad, which, by the way, this kid was not my friend. I did not like him. He called me a bitch in middle school, and I dumped a whole Gatorade on his head, his son. So one of my core memories was I was a very nervous driver because I was a year younger than all my friends, but I got picked for the lottery at HF to do driver's ed at school during my like health class, I think. But I would leave on the days I had to drive on the highway because I would get such bad anxiety. But one time, Nora and Alicia and maybe Ariel and other people at the salon asked me to go pick up their lunch. And, you know, I would take my sweet ass time on those lunch breaks because I was on the clock. Sorry, Larry. And I'd be like driving around, listening to music, calling friends, going to Starbucks, and then I'd get their lunch. And my karma for that was I accidentally got on the freeway or the highway, whatever you call it here. And it was my first time. And I had a full panic attack because I was like not equipped to do that. Like I used to take the back roads to go to my friend Megan's house in Western Springs because I hate driving like that so much.
Well, we're sorry that we made you feel nervous.
Oh no, that was my fault. Have any of you guys ever had to do community service or been arrested?
I have had to do both.
Wait, what did you do?
I sped not a little bit.
You went over the 20 limit.
Oh,
Yeah,
take your license,
weren't you?
I went way too fast where it's called reckless endangerment. So, and I was young, so my parent had to come with me
Ooh.
to court.
That's
Are your parents nice? Like, what are your parents like?
Cops.
just crazy.
So no, not in this story.
Pleasant experience.
No.
Literally so scary.
Yes, it was very scary. And I was shaken, crying, ready to shit myself, throw up.
How old were you?
Things. I was freshman in maybe 18. Freshman in college. Right out of high school.
Buzzsprout.
I'm a baby.
I did community service.
So I had to do community service.
I just had to take a course. Like I had to go take a couple courses.
I was doing community service in the quote unquote most dangerous neighborhood in San Diego, which it was not dangerous, for 2 days because my friend Kat, she drove me to the Arco, which is like the gas station in San Diego at San Diego State. It was during summer and I used my fake ID. Actually, they didn't even ID me. Sold me like some beer or something. I got into my friend's car. An undercover cop knocks on the door. And I saw them coming. I said, Kat, drive away right now as fast as you can. She didn't. So then the guy knocked on the door and was like, may I see your ID?
I was like, who are you? Show me your bag.
And I was like, if I was smart back then, I would have known not to show him anything because they couldn't have charged me with having a fake ID because they didn't even ID me. But I was nervous, so I gave him, I pulled my wallet out and he saw the fake ID in there and was like, give me that, which they're not allowed to do. You have a right to not show them what's in your wallet. But I was nervous, so I just was like, here you go. Had to do 2 days of community. I had to get a lawyer, $300, like Mr. Fix-It or something in San Diego. Then I did 2 days of community service. I was literally in a car with someone who like had stabbed someone. This other person had an ankle bracelet. And they told us not to grab the bottom of the trash bags because could potentially be needles in them. So I was like, I'm actually not doing that at all. And then we got to this one neighborhood and they said, Mary, you can stay in the car here. Said, don't get out.
You're not going to want to get out.
You're not going to want to get out. I was literally like, I think I was like, I don't know, 19. Just
Wow.
scrawny ass, bleached blonde white girl.
Not very long. It's hours. So it's like however many hours you have to do. I don't really remember how many hours I had. It was a long time ago.
I did 16.
Yeah.
Oh, so you did 2, 8-hour days?
Mm-hmm.
I had 2 8-hour classes.
So I
For
had
alcohol?
Yes.
I had one 8-hour class. I remember,
No,
but I don't know.
I was arrested for underage drinking.
Oh.
I was 18. I had to get
You're fine.
picked up.
Oh my God.
I was spending the night at my brother's apartment, and hanging out at my best friend's boyfriend's apartment with his roommate. And I had to call my boyfriend to come and pick me up from the police station.
Oh my
Sounds
god.
like the Jonathan King girls know how to get lit.
It was rough.
We do. We know how to get down.
There's a
We
reason
still-
why hairstylists get the name and the rap that they do.
We
I
learned
noticed
our lessons
this-
early, though.
Yeah, I learned my lesson early.
Yeah.
I was
So,
always too scared of
boom.
me doing shit like that. Except for the underage drinking, like they could have easily caught me for that one, but
Sorry, we're fun.
Yeah. Sorry. If it was Europe, we would all not have these records, by the way.
No.
I don't have a record anymore. 'cause
Me
I took
neither.
the class.
I'm expunged. We didn't have us have
That
records.
one guy you had to give scalp massages to.
I don't help you out with that one.
That's my guy.
Never lose.
We were responsible for our livelihood.
See, you're fine.
Yeah.
Never lose. Don't drink and drive.
In this day and age, it is wild. There's so many things.
Call an Uber.
Yeah, there's so many
For real.
things.
I love an Uber.
You can call your mom.
Or Lyft.
You call an Uber. You call a Lyft.
Literally call the police station. Say I need to be picked up.
Will they do that?
They're supposed to.
But like,
Also-
there's so many options now.
Don't get on a scooter, an electric bike, a
I
bicycle.
felt like that was going to be the next option, and do not do that.
To be fair, like literally on Friday, I did divvy bike drunk home and I made it just.
Was it just from your sisters?
No, it was from our friend Henry, so it was like a 5-minute.
Where were you divvy biking? In the city?
Yeah, I have a place in Hyde Park.
Wait, did you move? When?
Like a month ago.
Congratulations. Are you loving it?
I love it so much. But yeah, I have a divvy bike station literally right outside my apartment. So
Do you have the membership? Do you know about it?
no, I'm planning to bring my own bike down there so I don't have to do that.
No, but
On the
You
go,
should-
it's nice.
you should consider the alternative because your bike
Having a lock.
will
your
get
bike
stolen.
up,
You
yeah.
have to lock it up.
Will
Like
get
if you need to take the train, you can bike there, leave it anywhere.
True.
It's
That's
a-
very true.
It's $150
for how long?
for the year.
Oh, for the year.
You get unlimited 45-minute free rides on the manual bikes, and then you get a discount. I think it's 18 cents per minute on the e-bike. It's so worth it, Macy. Highly recommend.
Okay, well, I'm adding that. to
But
the
actually,
list.
since we're approaching the winter months, I might hold off.
I would definitely hold off probably until like spring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
March. I don't know.
Yeah.
So this weekend, Alicia, Macy, and I went to a baby shower for our friend.
Okay.
And there was wine there. It was okay.
Just
But
okay.
I was still drinking it. It was a long day. I had a long weekend. I worked all weekend. I had 3 events. That was my last event to cap off the weekend. And our friend was also ready to like cap off her night with drinks. So on my way home, I said, let's stop at Santa Fe and have a couple drinks and get something to eat because we were starving. And so we had our usual jalapeno Casamigos margarita. We had a shot.
Yum.
We had
It's a
sh-
good drink.
It's delicious.
I like it strawberry jalapeno.
Oh, even better.
Also good. I don't want to overload Yolanda because I do think about the fact that you did get that last time, and I just stayed. So then Michelle could barely like hold herself up at that point.
Michelle was litty.
Always lit, you guys. Sorry, every time I see that bitch, she's drunk.
She was always coming up to everybody at the like shower, and she was like rubbing on them and having conversation. Dude, she was giggling, like, oh my god.
But she would just appear with a new drink.
Yeah, she. But she
Like,
guzzles
her-
her shit.
This is her old ways where she would just appear.
Well, this is when Nora yelled at me when
To
people
drive
made this
either. Are you
say.
kidding?
Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't have to drive, so obviously
That's
I
fair.
hold back.
But yeah, no, she's not a sipper. Like, she doesn't know. I don't think she maybe even understands the concept of sipping. I think that she is like the person who's like, I'm
Drinking
shots.
to get drunk. That's how Lily is too.
She's what's called a patio pounder. She likes there to just sit outside and pound.
I also
She's there.
don't think that she gets hangovers because she
Had her on. The
she
podcast.
wakes up spry the next morning.
What scores do you have for me, Nora?
Yeah, she is like, what should I do? I'll empty the dishwasher ASAP.
Maybe that's her anxiety being like, oh shit, I need to get it together.
Maybe.
She's like, I need to do a dish.
That being said,
Being said, continue.
Michelle had 2 Diet Cokes and then I fucked me begging for a sangria. So she would not stop staring at me from across the table for the sangria. So she had that. We finished up. I felt less tipsy than I usually feel when I leave Santa Fe.
Because usually Nora's wasted.
So I get home. It's time for me to turn on mom button. I said, you know what will help this situation? I'm going to finish up this I had a little joint outside that I said, I need to even myself out. So let me really quick, a couple puffers, and then I can be mom mode.
That sounds like the worst idea.
I'm becoming a stoner, Nora, by the way. We can talk about that later.
So it was fine. Bill immediately ran into the bedroom and went to sleep. He took a nap. It was 6 p.m. And then me and Willow and Michelle, we kind of did our Michelle just laid on the couch.
I said, what do you mean Michelle did
Nap
something?
So the night went on. She wanted to go to bed a little bit early. I said, perfect, let's do books. And we like roughhouse in there a little bit. And then she went to bed and I was like, the combination of the two substances was not sitting well with me. So I said, you know what will be even this out is I'm going to get in the hot tub for a little bit.
Nora, all of these, why are you going on all of this water?
No,
All of these adventures.
I was drinking water. This was like several hours later.
Nice.
This was several hours later.
Honestly, sign me up.
When I think of like a bubbly tummy, though, I'm like, the last thing that I want to do is be in like a hot ass fucking.
It wasn't my tummy. It was my head that I was getting like a little, like the floor spinning.
With that either, though.
But a shower does and a bathtub.
Yes.
So I treat my hot tub as if it's one giant fucking bathtub that I swim around in.
I love that. I take multiple baths a day.
I don't
Very
even
similar.
I don't even turn the jets on a lot of times. Like I just go, so here I go. I'm swimming around. I'm sitting in the middle. I like to sit right in the middle
Playing mermaid.
where you can sit on.
Mermaid.
Yeah. Bill was, I think he went off gaming at this point. He was gone.
Oh, he's back up.
He's online.
He was back up again. So, because I text him at 9:01 and I said, I'm going in the hot tub. And so swimming around in there for like 25 minutes. And then I'm like, okay, now it's time for me to mess with the jets. So because I don't like a lot of jet.
Okay.
I don't know how you guys feel.
Spinny.
Yeah. And I just like to enjoy like the night and the steam and the warmth. And so then I turn the jets on and I do the little lay down spot. And then I go to the other spot where like you stick your feet out and it rubs on your feet in certain areas. And then I went to the neck massage area.
So much moving around. So much moving around.
I want all the spots. So then I get out of the tub and I go into my room and I'm feeling better. And I'm like, that was actually a great idea. It was like 45 minutes later.
Is this something you say out loud to yourself? Like, do you have these talks like to yourself, like out loud? Like when you say that, are you like
internal thought?
Yeah,
No, it was an internal thought. So then I'm like, okay, I wear a menstrual cup or a disc. I've been doing this for 10 years.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And so
she's had that one in for 10 years?
you can leave them in all day. Let me tell you, it's amazing.
Morning you change and night you change.
Yeah. Unless you have like when you're in your like first couple days, then you're going in there as much as you normally would go into the bathroom.
Wow, very Gwyneth Paltrow of you.
I like it. Also, I never have to buy sanitary products, which is wonderful.
He's economical.
Scoop it. So I go in there and I'm like, time for me to get ready for bed. When I have my period, I have like my special underwear I wear to bed that's like little boxer shorts. And then I get my cup ready. I'm fishing up there.
Oh, God. She's fishing.
Cannot locate the cup.
Nope. This is why I'm not using one.
I immediately went outside and I combed the hot tub.
Why did you have to comb?
Yeah, I mean, like you view it,
Okay.
like with a fine tooth comb. You look through it with a fine tooth comb, like you really investigated. So I really investigated. Then I went to each bathroom and I was like, did I take it out before I put Willow to bed and I forgot to put it back in, like in the tray? Then I was like, well, I don't really know what to do, so I'm just gonna put my disc up there. I stick my disc in. I say, I'm going to bed. I can't handle this right now. I'll look for it in the morning. Because, you get warm in the hot tub. Your body expands. I didn't know what happened.
Nora was expanding.
So I went to bed. I woke up in the morning. I said, we'll circle back around to this. And I still couldn't find it up there in the morning. And I went way up there. And
She's like,
Alicia's face right now looks like she literally is like took an Ambien. She's either super engaged or checked out of the story.
I checked the hot tub again for the second time.
Did you have like Bill help you out?
No,
You have
he
to do
was
like a-
uninterested in what was happening. Then I said,
it's gotta be lying.
well, if it's all, then I Googled several times, can this thing get lodged up in me without me being, and it said absolutely not. It cannot get,
I feel like you would have to hit it at some
Yes.
point. You would have to
you
touch
would
it.
have to.
Would not
Because it has like a little.
Your
tip on the
walls
bottom.
would have to like
Your walls.
not allow for that.
Once the hot tub settled down, I thought I would just push right back on.
Oh.
So then I was like, oh my God, at the shower, I went to the bathroom at the end of the shower. Did I take it out in the bathroom?
It's just
and sit
chilling.
on the side of the sink? No.
Oh, thank God. That's traumatizing.
I just thought it was just up there and I'm going to live with it and we'll deal with this later on.
It's like a con.
About 12 hours later, I went back for the third comb through of the hot tub. It was in where the filter is.
How did it fall?
It like swam around with you on your movement.
Well, again.
I don't know how it.
Well, you know what this means is you have to buy a new one, right? Or what'd you do with it?
Why? Just
You just boil it.
She rinsed that bitch off.
You boil it to sanitize it. And
Yeah.
I think they got its own pre-boil.
Never mind.
I did boil it again to clean it, and then I said, "You go back in your little cloth home."
That is
In the drawer
Wait, did
for
you
a
not
while.
check the filter?
No, I did check several
That thing
times.
must have been lodged in the bottom.
That thing was making its way around like you did.
What
It had to get its foot break. It had to like get on its Russian
At one
bus.
point
It
in
had to, like,
time-
tying its stuff.
How did you not feel it come out? Like
That's
your lady area really got relaxed. Were you naked?
no. I had a bathing suit on.
How did it pop
I had my bathing suit on.
But how did it pop out of the bathing suit?
We're suing Speedo.
That's what I would like to. No, it was from
Okay.
Shein. It was from Shein.
The answer is you were
Even
fucked
better.
up. You were really fucked up.
Yeah, I'm also of the like. I don't know. You're not supposed to have sex in the hot tub.
No, you're absolutely not.
Yeah, it's
like-
very bad for you. So
highway one to an infection. It's like
Well, moral to the story is Nora needs to stop playing mermaid in her hot tub.
I think that the moral of the story is my pelvic floor is a lot healthier than I thought it was.
wow.
Great for you.
Nora's pelvic floor.
Snap.
She's doing Kegels up the wazoo.
Well, probably not enough.
Yeah,
I love her. I respect
she was on.
her.
She was on that show. She was crazy back then.
What do you guys think about Julia Fox?
Honestly, like she's kind of annoying. But like she's low key like funny. She's annoying.
I don't know
What about Anna Delvey?
how I feel about her.
I love her. I love her. I love her so much.
You would.
She's a crook in a good way.
She's just a scam artist, but like I'm glad that she'd get in the bag.
No, she did to the banks what they have been doing to the American people since the beginning of time. She's just doing.
No, she fucked over her friends too, and that I can't do. Like I can't do like you fucking over your friends.
She has no like
So,
loyalties.
Yeah. There's a difference between like trying to be like a Robin Hood account, shall we say, but then there's also you just like fucking over your friends.
Yeah. But I guess the reason why I don't like to bash her is because, like, there are so many public figures and politicians and men in power and businessmen who have done far worse things than her and aren't walking around with an ankle bracelet on. I mean, they're certainly not on Dancing with the Stars like she was, but like, I actually lived right or like kitty corner to the. Did you guys watch Inventing Anna, the show, the docuseries? I lived like right near the building that Anna Delvey was trying to buy to be the home for the Anna Delvey Foundation. It's called Photographia. It's on Park Avenue in like the Flatiron District in New York, and it's like in the show she tries to buy this building to start her foundation.
It's crazy.
I know, it's really nice. I could see why she wanted it.
I don't like listen to that many podcasts anymore just for time, but one of the ones I really like is called Scamfluencers. And you would like it. It's all about different people throughout history that have like scammed. And some are super popular ones where you would know off the bat, and some are like little lesser known ones. And they're all really cool stories about like people who are scam artists.
That does sound like a good one.
It's a really good podcast. Yeah. Some are like two-parters, some are like ones, but they're like really good and they're very interesting. And some are like ones where you kind of root for them in the end, where you're like, fuck yeah,
Yeah.
fuck the man. And then other ones you're like, how the fuck did they get away with that?
Yeah,
And then they're like, they're really interesting scams. So
There's something
they're cool.
very dark inside of me that I just like. I love scams.
So
Like if you're scamming the right people, I'm like fucking do
my
it.
problem is when people scam, like people like undeserving people, like
Of
or
course,
like
of
like
course.
like you're selling dogs for like epileptic kids and then they're
Yeah.
not like trained service dogs and
No,
you're
no.
like taking people's money. Do you know what I mean? Like
That's horrible.
one, that's a scam. Do you know what I mean? And that's a very prevalent scam out there. And that those people, there's like a place in hell for you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and that I can't get behind.
Hi, everyone. Unfortunately, this is the ending of this podcast. Our recording device that we were using came to a rather abrupt end, which I didn't realize until I was editing this episode. So if you enjoyed this episode and you enjoyed hearing from our lovely guest, Mary Donkel, please tune into her podcast. It's the Good Enough Podcast. I believe that it is only streaming on Spotify. Give that a check out. Give her a like, a follow on social media, and show her some support. She's doing this full time, and we're so glad that we got her on here to hear about her life and all of the other chaotic and wonderful, amazing things going on in her life. We hope you have a great day, and don't forget your jacket because it is that time of the year. Bye!
It's Nora, Alicia, and Macy.
We are a girly podcast and we are on the floor.
Did I go the wrong way?
You definitely did.